we're Matt's on Fire, and welcome to our channel. If you're new here, we talk about saving, investing, and how to acquire financial freedom. Imagine you've worked so hard to save and invest for your retirement, only to discover that someone stole your identity and wreaked havoc to your financial life. That would be devastating. So today, we'll share tips on what you can do to protect your identity and accounts online. According to the Consumer Sentinel Network, 3.2 million identity theft and fraud reports were received in 2019. Consumers reported losing more than $1.9 billion. Moreover, a growing number of victims are personally paying out of pocket for fraud, with 23% of fraud victims unreimbursed for personal expenses. Common targets include credit cards, mobile telephones, student loans, car loans, and mortgages. You may have heard about the notorious Capital One financial breach in 2019 that exposed 100 million records, and the Equifax breach in 2017 that exposed personal data of 145 million people. In 2019, it was estimated that an organization fell victim to ransomware every 14 seconds on average. So what are the potential consequences of identity theft and fraud? First, your credit can get damaged if your social security number is used to open new accounts in your name. If this happens, it can hurt your job prospects and increase your auto and homeowners insurance premiums. The second consequence is that you could end up with tax debt if someone assumes your identity through your social security number on job applications, who then doesn't pay taxes. A fraudster could also file a return in your name, submitting erroneous information to get a refund and leave you to deal with the consequences. The third consequence is that you could also end up with a criminal record if someone uses your identity to commit crimes. And the last consequence is that you could lose time and money. It can take years to recover from identity theft, and you may lose money in the form of expenses incurred by the identity thief and time off work. So now that you know the consequences of identity theft, how can you protect yourself? Here are 6 suggestions that we personally implement. First, check your credit score and credit report regularly. You can do this by using a free service like credit.com or Credit Karma to check your credit score. You can also obtain a credit report annually for free from annualcreditreport.com. Use these services to check for discrepancies. The second way to protect yourself is to shred your documents. Never leave any sensitive document lying around your home. Anyone who enters might see them and use this information against you. Get a reliable document shredder and shred them to pieces. Third, freeze your credit at the 5 credit bureaus, namely Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, Check Systems, and Innovis. If you do this, fraudsters cannot open an account under your name. Don't worry, you have the option to temporarily unfreeze your credit if you are applying for a credit card or a personal loan. Fourth, please do not use the same password on all your accounts. Use a password manager like LastPass, 1Password, or Dashlane to help you generate and store complex passwords and automate logging in to your online accounts. Don't worry, your passwords are stored using military-grade encryption, which is approved by the NSA for top secret information. Fifth, use a VPN service like NordVPN, ExpressVPN, or Surfshark, especially when using public Wi-Fi. A VPN is a private network that encrypts and transmits data while it travels from one place to another on the internet. Using a VPN to connect to the internet allows you to surf websites privately and securely. If you use an unsecured network such as Wi-Fi at an internet cafe, cybercriminals can lift sensitive information from you. The 6th and last suggestion we have to protect your identity is to enable two-factor authentication, also known as 2FA, for your online accounts whenever possible. It can be very easy for a hacker to steal your password, which is the first authentication factor. Using 2FA adds a second step to your basic login process. After entering your username and password, a second authentication factor will need to be entered to verify that it's you trying to log in. That second factor can be obtained via text, voice call, email, prompts, a software authenticator, or a hardware key. We'll get into that more later. If available, we suggest either using prompts or a software and hardware authenticator, as these are more secure than authentication via text, voice call, or email, which can more possibly be intercepted by cybercriminals. At first, this can feel a little complex, so next we'll review in more detail some of the ways you can provide a second factor or confirm your identity during login. Prompts are pushed on a device that you already have. All you need to do is tap OK or Yes on other devices you've already logged in on to verify that it's you. A software authenticator can be an app on your phone like Google Authenticator or LastPass Authenticator that generates unique time-sensitive codes, which you then enter to gain access to an account. A hardware authenticator is a physical key that uses NFC or a port to gain access to an account. A hacker would have to know your username and password plus get a hold of your hardware key to gain access. This is our preferred method of authentication, especially for our investment accounts because it's harder for bad actors to intercept. So there you have it. Help us keep more of those pesky cybercriminals away by scorching that like button and subscribing. We hope you find this video useful. Thanks for watching and see you next week on Matt's on Fire.